The horror movie-cation of Mama E with Natalie, a For the Love of Ghost podcast series. Part 2 of a two-parter. And welcoming our special guest and everyone's favourite goth dad, Dusty Gannon from Vision Video.
Oh, it's great.
I have to say, literally, it has been a right education, and not saying it seeped into me, but I took myself on my own to go and see Nosferatu.
Oh, nice.
What have you done to me? Seriously, Natalie, I've got words, But it was, I thought it was very well. But I also made myself watch the original 1922.
Mm-hmm.
I went, this is the oldest movie I'd ever seen, and also the first silent movie I'd ever watched. And my 15-year-old next to me is going, "This is terrible, mother." I'm like, it's over 100 years old. What do you expect? It must be.
This was a Dustyism that seeped into me the other day when I happened to be in the library. Sisters of Mercy.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, there you go.
Paint my name in black and gold. The Rise of the Sisters of Mercy.
That's very cool. I have actually yet to read that. Funny.
So well, local libraries, Dusty. Local libraries. They're fantastic places.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I'm the first person to have it as well. And I just stood there in my little library, which is in this really old Victorian, country house. Because I live in the middle of fucking nowhere. And I was like, Sisters of Mercy in my little library. I think, take that home. Thanks so much.
I know. I've got to go get that from mine. Because we have a pretty substantial library here. Just a few miles down the road from my house. And it's like, I mean, I was actually talking to Scarlett about it the other day. We were like, we need to, I haven't, since I've been back, I've been a bad, I have an obsession with buying books, and I have way too many books here at the house. But
explain, Natalie, explain what the different
okay. There are three distinct hobbies when it comes to books, Dusty.
Yes.
There is the hobby of buying books.
Yes.
There is the hobby of hoarding books. And then there is the hobby of reading books.
Yes.
And on no occasion can the three meet, says the woman with 600 books in the other room.
Yeah. I mean,
I love to buy a book. I buy far too many books.
Yeah. I have a bad tendency to buy them, and then I read about a quarter of it, and then I get distracted and go to something else. And I'm like, oh, I'll just take a break from this one and go to this one. So I've read a quarter to half of hundreds of books that I still own and probably should part ways with, but I get really sentimental. We're doing a pretty extreme house renovation this year, and we're going to be moving out because Scarlett and I live separately for now. So we'll be moving into her house temporarily while all this work is done here at my house. And then we're going to be moving back here together towards the end of the year. But we were talking about having a pretty big yard sale, because that's I don't know if y'all do that much in the UK, but it's a normal thing in the spring, especially around my neighborhood. There's every Saturday or Sunday you will see at least 10 to 15 to 20 yard sales in just this neighborhood alone.
Oh wow.
So it's very normal. But I was we were talking about just starting to wrap our heads around what we would want to part ways with.
Nothing.
And I was looking at all my books, and I was like, oh my God, this is
can't do it with attachment issues.
This is going to be really tough, but
do you know how I knew that the Marie Kondo method would not work for me? Is when she turned around and she said something like, "You must own no more than 10 books." And I went, and she can fuck off.
Well, I bought the book, then never read it, just one for my collection, because I hoped, osmosis, it would help me. It didn't. Yeah. And then she's had children. She doesn't even follow her own method. So, it's just what I actually need someone to do is just take my books for me, because I won't remember. If I see them, they come back. If I haven't seen it, I won't remember what to have.
Right.
I've got to the point now where I will go into a bookstore and I have to stand there and go, do I own this? Have I read this?
Right.
And I have been known on occasion to call my son at home and go, can you just go to the bookshelf Right, stand in front. No, move to your right. I know exactly where you're standing. Move to your right. See that pile of books? There's a pink one, a purple one, a green one, a yellow one, and a blue one. They're all by the same author. Have I got such and such by so and so? And he'll either go, yes, mum, you've got it, or no, you haven't. He's now learnt to say, yes, mum, you've got it, whether I've got it or not, so that I can't fucking buy it.
There you go. There you go.
But yeah, that's bad. That's so bad.
Oh my goodness.
and I'm the same with horror movies as well. I know exactly what, like, I've probably got 300 horror DVDs sitting in the other room, and I know exactly which ones. They're all in alphabetical order, and
yeah.
I was trying to find one that's old, and now I can't find it on all the flipping streaming services I own. It's bloody ridiculous. What do you mean I've got to pay for it? I already pay for these things. You're like, oh, don't worry, you can borrow mine.
I'm like, it's okay, I've got it.
Yeah,
what was the one you were talking about was the Evil Dead. You're like, I cannot find the original Evil Dead anywhere to stream in the UK. It's just not possible. No, it's okay, I've got the Blu-ray box set. I'll bring it over.
There you go. Yeah, it's becoming really important to actually have some of this stuff on physical media.
Physical media is so important.
It's disappearing. They're not really releasing. Like I remember I really enjoyed the movie Barbarian that came out last year. Or in 2023 maybe. But I really enjoyed that film. And about 6-7 months after I bought or I went and saw it, I tried to go online and find it on Blu-ray, and they just hadn't. It was just not available on
That's so strange.
And they eventually, I think they just recently put it out on physical media, but I think it's just because so many people were asking for it. But it's just so bizarre to me that we're losing the ability to own any form of media, and it's just so strange that's like I grew up collecting so many films, and I have a substantial amount of these movies on Blu-ray, and it's so ironic because I think when streaming started, it was fantastic. I mean, when Netflix started their streaming stuff, it was like everything was on there. You could find so much stuff, and it was really it was a well-kept library. But then they realized it's expensive to hold that many features on your library of streaming. But it just seems like every streaming service has like the same kind of couple thousand titles, and then a very few different ones between the whether it's Netflix or Amazon or whatever. There's like a few titles that are a little different, but then everything else is kind of the same because they pick these really cheap movies to license out. But it's like once it's gone, it's gone. And even when you buy a film like digitally, they can revoke the rights of these movies now, and they can take it from you, which is crazy, which is just so wild to me. That you can purchase a film for like say $20,
and they say it's yours now, but no, actually it's gone.
Now it's gone. This is why I think again because I was a kid of the 80s when you had to wait. I mean, Christ, did we wait what 2 fucking years between E.T. coming out in theaters and then finally being able to buy it?
On a VHS.
I have had a physical copy. Because here's a bit of backstory for you. This is why I'm so traumatized. First film I ever saw in theaters was E.T. I was 4.
Oh, wow. That's amazing. Yeah, it's a good movie. It's a scary movie, too.
It's really scary when you're 4 years old. And you've got E.T. white as a ghost lying on the floor in the bathroom.
Oh, my God.
And he looks up at Elliot's mother. And do you know what he says to her?
I can't remember. No, what does he say?
He calls her Willow Creature.
Oh, crazy.
That's what he's saying as he reaches his hand out to her. He says, "Willow Creature," because to her she looks like a weeping willow because she's always crying.
Oh, crazy. Yeah.
But I have, since I was 5 or 6 years old, had a physical copy of E.T. in my house. And it's one of those things I will always have because it is a core memory for me.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's why I love vinyl. And it's why I love books. Don't get me wrong. I have a Kindle. I have Apple Music. If I'm out of the house and I want to listen to something, the first place I go is I look on Apple for it.
Right.
But I love vinyl. I love CDs. I love books. I love... Please bring back cassettes. Please bring back cassettes. Please bring back cassettes.
I love that one. You won't understand this, but it's the cassette and a pencil or a biro because
right. You wind it back up. Oh, those were the good old days. Yeah.
But there is something about this.
Yeah.
That makes me so fucking happy. And then when I opened it, I had a visceral reaction to this. Don't know whether you were there when it happened. But when I opened it and I went,
oh, yeah. It's so fun, isn't it?
This,
my good man, this is a work of art.
Yeah. It's so much fun.
Colors. That's what the sort of colors I would think of if I think of Return of the Living Dead. Like
that.
Green and
I actually based that color, that variant with the green. I was like, because the company we work with to press our vinyls here in Athens, they're just down the road. They do all of our like merch stuff, and they were like, well, what do you want to do for color schemes? And that one I was like, I want to do the same neon green that was on the horror stickers, because they used to put a sticker for genre and it just said horror and it was neon green. I was like, let's do that in like a fun kind of 90s purple. And that variant was just like
make me think horror.
It's just like paying homage to horror films. And
it is so when you say that variant, does that mean that there are different vinyl colors?
Yeah, there's three different
ones.
Don't
tell us things like that.
Now there's an orange and black. There's like a Halloween one, and there is a red and black as well. Yeah. So next time we come by, I'll try to bring all three. That way you can.
Are there other color variants on these two?
So in the past we've run different variants. Right now I think they're all like a single unified color. So I think you've got the clear red that we just have right now, but we'll probably end up because we do reissues.
That's a good blood color.
Yeah,
isn't that stunning?
It's lovely. Yeah, we do like reissues here and there. Like every now and then we'll run out of because you have to do it in large batches to make it cost effective to print vinyl. So I think like next time we do another version of it, it'll probably be a different color. And it's I try not to like. There's a lot of bands that do that kind of really hammer on that as a merchandising aspect, where it's like, we've got this now in 10 different. Yeah, it's like we've got 10 variants of this.
We've got different box sets. They come in different boxes, and in the different depending on what country you're in, you get different things. And
it's wild because people will support you in that way, and they really want to buy all the things, and I appreciate it, but I also like. I try to be respectful of the dynamics of being a fan, because I am such a fan of certain bands, and I will buy a degree of merchandising to support, but I also don't want it to be like patronizing to people, and I don't want it to be like, hey, we're just doing this to make some money and here it is, you know what I mean? So if it's like something that's asked for substantially or asked for in a way that like provides legitimate value, then we'll do it. But if you look,
here's a hint: if you bring the other variants of modern horror next time you come here, I will buy them, because
you definitely will,
because I am a whore for colored vinyl.
She finally accepted that she was a vinyl collector. How long you were telling me? I don't know. I don't collect.
I can't collect ghost vinyl because there's 20 vinyls, 20 different variants for everybody. I've only had 5 albums, but you could still have 300 vinyls in your house.
Right.
I think I've got 2 or 3 copies of each album on different coloured vinyls at this point, and I'm like, I'm not a vinyl collector. And when I went back out,
sure about that.
I rang Geraldine from Sweden and I went, I've just been in a record store. Oh my God, wait until you see these vinyls that I've just picked up.
It's a problem. Collector. I've had to really sequester myself from going into record shops, like especially on tour, because there's just not a lot of space. in the van or wherever, whatever vehicle you're traveling in.
That's okay. I'll ship it to you. It's fine.
Yeah.
If you buy anything in the UK, give it to me. I'll ship it to you. It's fine.
It's so hard in the UK too, because it's like there's so much stuff that's there that we don't have, and it's really it's always such an incredible experience walking into any record shop, especially like some of the smaller, more independent ones.
The indie ones, we've got a fantastic indie record store near me called Truck that's so good. And if it's available somewhere, if it's in a catalogue somewhere, they can get it for you. It's so good. But cool. I mean, if you need anything shipped, let me know.
Noted.
Yeah,
you can go to Hot Topic for me. I'll go to the record stores for you. All right.
Right. Yeah. It sounds like a good exchange. Yeah.
Awesome.
For sure.
Deal. Yeah. But I'm not a vinyl collector, Dusty.
You're not a vinyl collector.
It's they say the first step of getting through an addiction is acknowledging that you have a problem.
It's no acknowledgement.
It's not a problem. It's a collection.
It's not
still
a
in the denial stage. It's okay.
Not a problem. It's a lifestyle.
Right.
It's a way of life. It's not a costume. It's a way of life.
There you go.
It's a way of life. Oh God.
Oh man. Yeah.
So, back to the movie.
Yeah.
Remember that? You just want Natalie and I talk about. Like, we go off on so many tangents. I mean, how much did we actually talk about the Lost Boys in the last one?
About that much.
The one that was like this. There were so many tangents. But
it was ADHD as wet dream of that last episode. It was just ridiculous. This one's even. But we knew this was going to happen. We were like, fuck the format, throw the format and the podcast out the window. Let's just talk.
Right. Yeah, for sure. No, I'm always like, I prefer to do any kind of podcast or any conversation, just like, without any major amount of direction,
I will say, I love your shirt.
Thank you.
Staring at your fucking shirt, going, that's amazing. Yeah.
Pet Cemetery, the ground beyond is sour is what it says. It's a very like metal, I think I got this from Fright Rags like 10 years ago, probably. Pet Cemetery is another great movie that was actually probably the movie that I think really hooked me into like really intense horror movies, because I was about like 8 or 9 when I saw that, and I watched it unbeknownst to my dad and my sister. My sister's 6 years older than me, and they were watching it. I was definitely not allowed to watch it, but I like crept into the living room, hid behind the couch and watched it. And I was just truly horrified, but I loved it, and I just really enjoyed it.
Gage is just one of those characters that you're like, ugh. Yeah. But that was like, I mean, I'm a big Stephen King fan because I grew up reading Stephen King books because my dad was a big early Stephen King fan.
Right.
And we used to have, I think they are American authors, but I don't know what they were called in the States. But when they came over here, they were called point horror. And they were these tiny, tiny little thin little slithers of books that were probably about this thick.
Yeah.
But they were
Stein stuff.
Yeah, R.L. Stein.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Caroline B. Cooney, Christopher Pike, all those, the
writing books. Oh my God, I loved them.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are great.
So they were similar to Fear Street, but they were a little bit more adult than
they were like Goosebumps. They were the next
right.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
More in the Fear Street lane, right?
Yeah.
Well, I was then and have always been a voracious reader. I could get through 3 or 4 of these little point horror books in a week.
Right.
And when I'm not the one paying for them, that kind of is a little bit expensive. So I kept going to my mum going, I finished it, I need another one, I finished it. And at one point, and I will never forget this as long as I live, my mother turned around and she said to me, this is really fucking expensive. If you want to be scared, read this. And slapped a copy of Salem's Lot in my hand.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Dusty, I was 12.
Yeah.
I was 12 years old. My mum came up to bed and I was reading and she went, don't be reading for too long. And I'm like, no, mum, it's okay. It's fine. And then she gets up for sort of a pee at sort of like 3-4 o'clock in the morning and my light is still on.
Still there.
And she comes into the room and I've got this much of Salem's Lot left, and she's going, what are you doing? And I went, I can't stop reading now. The book is full of vampires. He's like, put the book down now, the vampires are going to get me. Oh my God, I can't do it.
Yeah.
Finish it now.
Yeah, I actually read Pet Sematary pretty young as well, and that was one of those books that just, it's so all encompassing, and it just takes you over. And it's like there are certain books that I think Stephen King wrote a lot of them for me, where I just like, if I start reading them, even if I've already read them, it's like I'm going to finish that book within a matter of days, like a day or two. You know, it's like I'm going to sit and just really rip into it. I think that there's, for people that are into horror, I mean, it's just something that's so like visceral, and just it grabs you, and it really has a hold on you. So that was for sure one of those movies that's in books.
Nosferatu, even. Let's try and speak properly. I told you I wouldn't be able to speak properly. There was the trailers. I always forget half the video, like what's advertised beforehand. But I did remember there's a new Stephen King one coming out, and it's The Monkey. And oh my God, it looks horrifically sinister.
I haven't seen that yet. Yeah,
it's a toy. It's a toy that basically just tries to murder everybody. So this
crazy
toys come back to the house, but it's also, I can feel it's going to be very funny, because and he's like, oh, when you were selling the house, did you come across like a toy monkey? Oh, what, this one? And this woman's opening the cupboard, and he's like, no, don't. Damn it. And literally, he's just like covered in blood.
Too late.
Covered in blood. And it was just like, I see where this is going. But that monkey is evil. Like, it is proper gonna be one of those, I'm gonna watch it, but I'm gonna be squeezing my hands together an awful lot. But yeah, I think that brings me.
It's coming out this year. Oh my God, that looks
show the monkey. It's so fucking scary. Like, and he bangs this drum, and then as soon as he's finished,
lovely. Great.
And as soon as he's finished, but it's something like, it's not him necessarily, he'll set off an accident that causes like he's driving along, this woman's like pushing a pushchair and it's on fire. You're like, Jesus, what is happening here? But I was like, there was quite a few. There was also one advertised, The Presence. That looked really good, but I said that one might do my head in. I don't think I can watch that in the cinema because it's very shaky camera work. Like, I get why they're doing it. But
it's filmed in vomit vision.
Oh yeah, exactly. Like, my brain goes, don't.
Yeah, some of those shaky cam found footage kind of things are just like so much. You're just like, God damn, like, it's very jarring.
Found footage.
You love found footage, don't you?
I fucking love found footage and religious horror and 80s slashers. That's my lane. That's where my brain goes horror movie, goes right then.
I'm mostly like, I'm zombie films, I'm ghosts, like, haunted house, like traditional haunted house kind of movie.
Like, I have watched quite a few. I loved The Others. I really enjoyed The Others.
Oh, The Others is fantastic. Yeah,
I did really not see that twist coming at the end. I was like,
you go, that makes so much sense.
That makes so much sense.
I just love paranormal, anything that's like mysterious and just sort of like, not where you don't know like the motivations, or it's just sort of heady and they don't give you everything, those are my favorites, where your imagination is left to kind of run wild to decide what's the motivation of this entity or this monster or whatever.
Like the Ring. It's
like,
you don't want to hurt people, do you? I do, and I'm sorry.
Why?
Like, okay, shit.
Right.
If we were to pin you down and go, okay, give us your top 10 favorite horror movies of all time, would you be able to do it?
Whew, man, that's a tough one. I might be able to do like 5.
We'll take 5.
Yeah. 5. If I do 5, I would say like Return of the Living Dead, Pet Sematary I'd put in there. I mean, and I know that's not like a perfect movie, but for me, it's just like one of my favorites.
And it has the Ramones in it, so bonus.
There you go. Yeah. I would say, let me think here. I would say probably 28 Days Later.
So good.
I would say
Trippids. That is a retelling of the day.
Yeah, it really is. Yeah.
I wish it just ripped off John Wyndham from 1950.
Yeah, it's I just think that it's like such a genius, like how they shot that movie. It's so bizarre, and it's just like so low fidelity. And I mean, they shot it on like a mini DV camera, basically.
Isn't that Christopher Eccleston in that?
No,
Chris Eccleston?
Was he in then? Oh, this one was definitely, it was Killian.
Oh, Cillian Murphy.
Yeah,
That poor bloke. The first shot is him naked on the table.
Yeah.
Oh, is it bad to say that
he wakes up in a hospital and stuff has gone on, which is what Dave the Triffids is. Bill wakes up in a hospital and something's
right.
Right,
something is amiss.
I've not seen it.
Oh, really?
Oh, man. It's so good.
Yeah, I'm not so not into horror as we thought.
Yeah. No, it's a phenomenal movie. It's just
really, really good. And the one that's 28 years later looks really good. I mean,
the trailer for that looks insane. I am so excited.
Poem in it.
Well, yeah, I was going to say, what were you saying? You told me about that poem.
Yeah, it's a
Rudyard
Kipling.
It's got some military connotations.
Yeah, it's about the First World War. Yeah. It's super, super jarring in that trailer. Is whoever edited that trailer is a genius.
It makes your hair rise on your arms, but in a kind of I don't like saying a good way, but in that way that you're like, no, I want to hear it again.
Yeah,
hear it again.
You can see that. I think that they really did a good job at showing off that this is going to be a movie that is kind of a cut above, because it's you can already just see the level of detail and the artistry that's in the film without really even knowing the plot. I mean, it's really that trailer is very well done. And I kind of hate trailers now because they, especially with horror films, because
they're spoiler fests.
The lesser
they generally show you the best bits. It's a
they show you the good shit. And it's usually the kind of like the lesser, like just sort of like everyday horror films. The headier ones, like what I think 28 years later is going to be, they kind of hold back a little bit. And I think that's really well done. But so I would put 28 Days Later in there. I think Alien is like a really great horror film. A lot of people think of it as more of a sci-fi movie, but I think it's absolutely. It's essentially it's haunted house in space.
The lady with the cat, everything.
Yeah, exactly.
It's body horror, haunted house in space. Absolutely.
Exactly. Yeah. So I put Alien, and then, oh man. I'm trying to think of I know there's just so many, and that's like my problem with like listing anything is I'm always like, well, there's that, and then there's this, but I'm trying to think of stuff that I like watch repeatedly these days, and my list kind of changes from time to time. I don't know. I would probably throw in maybe like Suspiria, something that's a little weirder, just a little more heady and kind of, Suspiria to me, both the original and the remake, which are very vastly different movies, but they both kind of, for me, do this this more avant-garde kind of beautiful thing that's a little more eloquent than a lot of like horror films can be, just like straight up about the kill and the absolute horror of it. Whereas Suspiria, especially the original, is like, it's all about tone and the color and the sort of artistry and the presentation of it and the emotional. Yeah,
Argento was very visual like that, though, wasn't he? I think the closest that we've got to somebody who works in that same sort of vein now, if you look at sort of Dario Argento's work from the 70s, I think the closest we have to him now, visually, not necessarily story,
right,
or like beat for beat horror wise, but visually, I think the closest we have now is Del Toro. Is Guillermo del Toro. You look at a lot of his work and it is very
visual poetry,
beautifully stylized, absolutely stunning.
You got me to watch The Shape of Water. I hadn't seen it, and I've watched it twice now, and
it's a great movie.
Just put it on.
Stunning.
It's just
stunning.
Just
actually, it's one of my son's favorite.
The first thing I said as it came on, and Jensen was quite surprised. I went, "It's very green. It's all green because obviously it's giving you the feeling of the water. It's green."
Yeah.
Pan's Labyrinth is all very. I think Pan's Labyrinth, that color palette is all very brown and very beige because it's set during the Spanish Civil War, so it's all very. It's all very sort of military colors, and then the minute she steps into the fairy, like the fairy tale world, and she's in with Pan, or she's in with she's in with the pale man, and then you start to see the colors seep in, and so clever.
Wizard of Oz-esque.
Yeah.
Talking back to like those times. I mean, Yeah.
When it went from sepia into Technicolor, and it was all very, and like, this is.
Yeah.
I still. There's a horror movie for you. Return to Oz. That was a kid's horror movie. I'm telling you now, that is a horror movie. She walks into a room and it is nothing but heads in jars. It is a horror film.
That's Fairuza Balk, and anything with Fairuza Balk in is like
Fairuza Balk, goth icon.
Yeah, she really is.
I knew her in like the first thing I saw was The Worst Witch, because that did
Tim Curry.
That was what
another goth icon.
Scary.
It's funny. I kind of wonder what happened with her, because she don't really see her in much of anything now. I think she just sort of maybe left the industry.
Yeah,
you know.
She's still in the industry, but she's kind of on the sidelines of it. She's very much into the art of everything now. Yeah. So I know that she paints.
Okay, cool.
And she sells a lot of her artwork through her website, but then she will also do signed headshots of Nancy from The Craft as well, because
of course,
that's you gotta have it back.
I wish she would do more of the convention circuit. I would love to be able to. There are two women that actually three that I would love to meet, and one of them is Fairuza Balk, because she's another one that's been with me since I was a kid. The second movie I ever saw at the cinema was Return to Oz. So again, shows you why my brain is so fucked up. Danielle Harris. I would love to meet Danielle Harris. And I would pay good money to meet Felissa Rose.
Oh yeah. I've actually so one of my friends is a producer for Blumhouse. And we were at a convention together in LA. This was a year and some months ago. It was like October of 23. And she showed up to say hi to my friend. And so I got to meet her very, very like 5 seconds. I was like, hey, it's nice to meet you. I'm a big fan, She's like, oh, thanks, And very, very lovely person, though. It was very funny, though, because I'm used to walking around conventions and people recognize me and take pictures with me or whatever, like Dragon Con or something like that here in Atlanta. But this was a very, very small niche, very industry heavy convention called Monster Palooza in
I know
LA.
Monster Palooza. Yeah.
And my friend Ryan Turek, he's a producer for Blumhouse. It was so funny walking around, because it was kind of nice in a way, because I was getting recognized here and there while we were there, but every 5 seconds people were stopping him to take pictures, and I was like, cool, go take pictures with Ryan. But it was so funny because he knows everybody within the horror world, and we got to hang out with Devon Sawa for a minute. That was cool. Who's from Final Destination.
Be still my heart. Be still my heart.
He's very, very lovely. I really enjoyed meeting him. A couple other people that we ran into. I can't remember exactly who it was.
But you see, you've said now, you've made the mistake of saying that you have a connection to someone at Blumhouse, which means that you have a connection to somebody who has a connection to horror daddy Patrick Wilson.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
You are never, ever getting rid of me now, Dusty.
Yeah, it's funny. Because my friend Ryan is just such a wonderful human. He's one of my favorite people and one of my closest friends in a way. And I've met him through all this, stuff of Vision Video and whatnot. With his wife was a fan. They came to a show. We ended up meeting after a show, just hung out. And he's very he's one of those guys. He's a big player for Blumhouse and making things happen. But he's very unassuming, and he doesn't bring attention to it, and he's just very cool about it, which I like, because I hate it when people are just constantly sort of name dropping and bringing attention to stuff, and
I'll shut my mouth.
Yeah, no, it's fine. But I think it's the difference is it's one thing to be excited about what you're creating and who you're talking to and associating with and stuff like that, and it's another thing to make it your personality. And he doesn't do that, and I just really appreciate that about them, that they get to exist in this really cool world. But he has this like really esteemed position, but it doesn't like affect who he is. He doesn't hold it over anybody, which I think is probably one of the things that really made me appreciate our friendship. Is like, man, you are such a cool person that has such a cool job, but we would be friends no matter if you were that or a janitor at a Walmart. Like it's just about the personality. But it is very cool that you get to like go hang out with him, and he's like, oh, meet so and so, this like amazing actor, and it's just so wild. So yeah, it's very cool. But yeah, it's always funny because like we're friends we follow each other on Instagram, and I just like see stuff that he posts where he's just like hanging out with people. I'm like, wow, that's wild. That's so cool. Yeah, the perks of living in LA, I guess.
Don't you think though that those of us that are slightly alternative, don't you just think that everyone you meet who is, I think we're salt of the earth people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
because we're alternative, because we've had
difficulties,
and a lot of us are neurodivergent.
Yeah.
You find there's a fuck ton of autism and ADHD going on in us.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, it's definitely.
We didn't find out till we wrote down. We just thought we were really crap at life.
Right. Yeah. I think a lot of us gravitate towards this stuff because there's. I think inherently when you go through really difficult times, whether it's internal or external, but it sort of molds you and tempers you to understand that life isn't perfect and things aren't so lovely, and it's not all puppies and rainbows. It's there's some really dark stuff, and I think we use horror or horror based stuff to be like a mirror in a way, to look at our world and sort of understand the actual horror that exists, that is real in this world. And that's like it's very cathartic. Like I'm getting ready to write a book, a horror novel this year that is very much so based in like stuff that I've been through, and it's like it's some stuff that I had not experienced. The beginning of the story takes place in kind of the near future in Bosnia, with like conflict kind of erupting in the Balkans again, and like ethnic cleansing and stuff like that occurring. But it ends up with, it's basically a story about the soldier from the US sent with like the UN to be a peacekeeper, and this sort of shape-shifting entity that exists in the forest, deep in the forest of Bosnia, sort of latches on to him and follows him back to the States after the conflict is over, and kind of causes havoc in his life. The main character has like PTSD because he's a veteran. He's been in other conflicts, and he's trying to kind of get his life together and move forward. He's like out of the military, and he's trying to like put it behind him and move forward and fix his brain that is very broken and dealing with like flashbacks and sensory disorders and stuff like that. But on top of that, there's this very real monster, this creature that is fucking with him and kind of destroying his life and making everybody think that he's crazy and doing all this crazy stuff. And he has to kind of figure out how to defeat it. I was actually talking with a friend of mine last night and telling her about the story like more in depth, and she was like, I definitely see where you're coming up with this stuff, because it's really a lot, like there's a lot of you in this character, there's a lot of you in the story. And I was like, yeah, it's a really important thing that I write this story, because it's even though I obviously have never had a shape-shifting creature stalk me around that I'm aware of anyway.
They're called cats, Dusty.
Right, exactly, yeah. But I know what it's like to like lose agency because of your brain, and like feel like you're losing control of things, and to question even like a sense of reality, like where, you know, I've had like flashbacks where it's so jarring that you just sort of like lose your ability to like look around the world and be like, is this happening? Like, what is going on? You know, that it's very, very jarring. So yeah, I think all this stuff is a way for us as individuals, but also like as a society. I think Return of the Living Dead is a great movie that looks at societally. These are big problems, and this is how the youth, you know, at the time was dealing with these problems, but in a very like clever, sort of subversive, interesting kind of undercut way that is very neurodivergent. It's very strange, and so we all gravitate towards these things because we see ourselves within the stories and we see ourselves within these characters. And at the bare minimum, I think it just makes us feel a little less alone, you know. Like you're not a fucking weirdo.
Well, we are weirdos, but we're with weirdos.
The best kind.
Fine, but not malignant, you know. It's not it's not a bad thing. It's not something to be.
I've actually got a tattoo that says, "What if your weirdness is actually your brilliance?"
There you go.
On my arm, which I got after I got my PhD diagnosis with a light bulb moment, and going, you know, and I'm actually going to harness my weirdness and just use it. And bloody hell, the amount of people that like have gravitated to me because I put it out there and I'm just myself rather than masking.
Oh yeah,
trying to show this front and being so fucking exhausted when you go home. And like, you were just saying about the movie and saying how, you know, and now I think about looking at the movie, these kids were trying to solve the problem small and actually solved the problem.
Exactly.
And the army was just Big Brother and came in and just went, fuck it.
Nuke it.
That'll work. And it's like, I would just blow it up. No one will know. It'll be fine. It's like, how about deal with it on a more molecular level, a bit smaller, and actually help people and like more solve what the problem is. And
exactly. Yeah.
Not all the zombies were out to get brains. Frank ends himself in the thing. He
puts himself in the crematorium.
The crematorium himself. So you know, not all of them wanted to eat the brains. You know?
Yeah, very much so. Yeah, it's there's so, and I do love that scene where he takes himself out of the equation because he kisses his ring. He loves his wife.
It's so sad. And then they play, as I said, "Burn the Plague" is the song that is played as then the reason this happened is because he didn't want to go and film in the rain.
But it's such a. It's those little moments where you go, oh yeah, it's comedy horror. Oh yeah, it's not going to be very fucking deep, is it? Yeah. And then you have that scene and you're like, oh, he's realised not only what he is,
he's dead,
but what he is going to become.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And with his last sort of moments of humanity, he doesn't want to end up like, is it Freddy? He doesn't want to. He doesn't want to end up like Freddy. Where he's I'm gonna make your fucking brains, Tina. He doesn't want to end up like that. He's just like, no, I need to have. I've got more self-respect than that, and he just very quietly removes himself.
Yeah, he goes out gracefully.
A really poignant scene.
Quite sad.
It's sad. The only other scene I don't like in it is where they hit the poor half doggy.
Oh God!
I not like that scene at all. I went, oh no. You got that poor dog. It's not his.
I know, but it's so great though. Like the half dog and the butterflies.
But I was going to say, did you notice the butterflies in the cases? Yeah, very clever.
Really great attention to detail, and it's just stuff like that I love.
The body that comes out, and then they just put the pickaxe through the head.
Oh God, yeah.
On the floor.
The naked man. Yeah. Oh, jeez. Yeah. Oh my goodness, I love. Also, just a weird little like has no bearing on anything, but I've many times as I've seen Return, which is probably nearly 100 times at this point, but I just recently rewatched it a few months ago and realized that Freddy's jacket on the back, it just simply says "fuck you," and I was like, because you kind of basically
that, don't I?
You basically just see, there you go. Yeah, exactly. And it's so funny because it's like you kind of see him as like the straight guy, like he's the straight man of the weirdos, right? Like because he's got the job. you know, and none
Ew,
of them
got a job.
apparently have the job. They literally, he's like, oh, he's got a job now, you know.
He's got a job.
But he's like wearing a jacket that just says "fuck you" on the back of it. And it's like, but it's kind of like a letter jacket, like a like an athletic like high school jacket. And it's just so funny to me that they were like, yeah, we got to give him one little sense of punk rock.
I love that. The punk varsity jacket.
Yeah.
I have it. Everyone's like, your jacket's so smart. Oh, it is. It is very smart.
Yeah, very smart. Fuck you.
Fuck you. I love that. Yeah, that's great. How
apropos. Well, that's the tailor's calling card. All his stuff has that on the inside of it.
Yeah, nice. Yeah.
Very
and
cool.
he's a proper old school punk, isn't he? Is Tom.
He is. He knows all the old bands. I mean, he's made jackets for most of them.
Oh, very cool.
He makes jackets for Barry Manilow. This was very much a 40th birthday present to myself, and I will be paying for it for a very long time.
But yeah, he's made stuff for the Sex Pistols and Duran Duran and
nice.
I mean, he just like old school rock and roll when he walks. He's tall. He's like drain pipe trousers. The boot,
hand rolled cigarettes.
6'4", 6'3". He's tall.
Yeah, he's big, tall, lanky bloke. Yeah.
With a British accent, it's like couldn't get more like
just on the nose. Yeah. I love it.
Just too cool for school. Like his whole vibe, you're just like, I'm not worthy. I am not cool. I should not.
You walk into his tailor's shop because he's got a beautiful shop front in London, and you walk in and you're like, It's you can tell that it's expensive, but it's punk expensive. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's
cool. Everywhere.
Yeah, it is. The only way I can describe Tom is he is the epitome of cool Britannia.
Yeah, that's awesome. Hell yeah.
And he's
But the fuck you obviously then hedge back to the
Yeah. And again, he's now connected Ghost.
That's why Tobias likes it. Yes, that's why he probably likes the fuck you, because it's in the horror movie.
And the first connection we found was Rocky Erickson.
Rocky Erickson, yeah, it's one of the songs that Ghost had covered.
Mm-hmm. Oh, there you go. Yeah.
And have to say, they covered. Their version is better.
Rocky. The Rocky Erickson version is a little bit strange.
Yeah, it's the bit about where he's singing about the fangs, but it's the way it's sung, and you're going, "Oh dear, no, don't sing it like that. You're all right."
Yeah.
I see why he took that and did what he did.
But then Tobias has got punk sensibilities as well, because if you look at some of the stuff that he's covered, not just Rocky Erickson, but you look at some of the other stuff that Ghost have covered. There's a lot of. You can see all the different subcultures in there. It's because he covered television and
cool.
But then he on the same EP that he covered a television song, he also covered Tina Turner and Genesis.
Yeah. Oh, cool.
So there's a real it's
you can see he's been very anglicised though. There's a lot of British influence as well in a lot of the stuff they do.
Yes, definitely.
But
it feels. I think a lot of Ghost music is
too young.
Yeah, a lot of Ghost music is, to me, it's like it very much so sounds like kind of that early heavy metal, like 70s, like very British metal before it went kind of down the Iron Maiden road and all that.
Yes.
Like just before that, where it's kind of it's just like it has that very classic rock but heavier kind of thing going on. That I like it. I mean, that is a band that I have yet to do a really deep dive on.
Oh, be very careful.
Be careful.
I know that. Well, so my friend Ryan is like a huge fan, and he goes to all their shows whenever they're in LA. So I've told him, I'm like, well, next time you want to go, just let me know, and I'll try to like squirrel some funds away to get out there.
They're on tour this year.
I know.
And it's just dangerous for my bank balance. My bank balance starts today because I've booked flights from.
We just booked flights to Sweden. We're going to see them in Sweden.
There you go. Yeah. It's gonna be a wicked year of touring for a lot of bands. Like Nine Inch Nails just announced they're gonna be touring this year, which they are like, I love Nine Inch Nails so much. But even for people that aren't huge fans, like you've got to see them live because
I would wild. Absolutely, I would.
It is such an insanely intense experience.
That's like with Ghost. Ghost is a very theatrical show. I was lucky enough, so I'd literally been into them about 5 or 6 weeks. Happened to pick up my local O2 and went, kids, they're playing. I think we should go. I bought them so calmly, didn't I, Natalie? I was telling you. Bought them so calmly. Bought them the 4th of April, saw them the 11th. You know, it was all very easy.
Yeah.
Ruined my nervous system like it did this time. But and I went and saw them and I went, wow.
Yeah.
This is everything. This is like my theatrical in brain just was so happy because it was like being in the theatre and he was in makeup and he was doing a show and he was going around and there was these other characters that you couldn't see their faces and the whole thing and the back.
Right.
And they didn't have big screens, you know, there was just them on the stage. And it was, so this, I literally sat there and went, that's the most incredible thing I've ever seen. Like, I mean, I've been to quite a few shows since I was with my husband and I went, this is so different. This is something else. Like,
yeah.
And at this point, I hadn't fallen down the rabbit hole just quite as dramatically as I have now. But, you know, now they just own my soul. Oh, yes, I was going to be a casual fan. Then I paid them with my soul. You know,
right.
But I was like, what is this? And I didn't realize that then it changes up. So I know I'm going to get my heart broken at some point. But he like changes who he has as the front man and this whole story behind it. I mean, it is, I think, an ADHD, hyperfixation, autistic person's dream.
There's more, and there's
more
story,
and
there's
I know.
characters.
Anything with lore. I mean, that's, you know, like look at me with Warhammer. It's like 40 years of lore that's been written, all these books and all this crazy shit, and it's like so deep.
Give me more. Give me more.
Scarlett got into Warhammer with me this year as we were, because I took her to Warhammer World in Nottingham. And she didn't know anything about it. And I was like, hey, I want to show you this thing. I've been thinking about like kind of getting back into it. But I think you'll appreciate it. And she was just like, holy shit, this is the coolest fucking thing. And so she's getting into it as well. And I mean, yeah, so that it's just a matter of time, because on paper, like everything about Ghost is like for me. I mean, I grew up a theater kid. I was in drama in high school and I did multiple productions of different plays and different pieces and was into music. And, you know, I've always been into film and cinema and all that. So it's like, you know, and everything. It's so funny because I think that music for me is like so much of what I think about all the time now, that I don't really get as much of an opportunity to just simply enjoy it.
Yeah.
Because I'm usually here like writing or DJing. And I mean, I do get to enjoy a lot of music through DJing, and I try to find new music every time we DJ. So it's not the same set list every time. But yeah, like I think it's just a matter of time before maybe I just need to do that now and just like fully.
Yeah, if you want any, like there's a lot of us that will help
you.
We're here.
So where do I, what's the starting point? Where do I start? What do you think?
I mean, for goodness sake, they brought out, this is one of the best things ever, is they brought out a tubby duck. Like,
oh my goodness, that's amazing.
And it is one of the coolest bits of merch. There's certain bits I look and go, no, I'm good. I don't need that, actually. There's a lot that I have bought, but you know, and I'm like, no, that's fine. But the ducks were like, the amount of detail that's gone in. I actually sent it to the tailor. I went, they've put your jacket on a duck, and inside it says "Duck You," and they've even put the little cufflinks on it. It's got the little frills on it. It's like
nice.
The level of merchandise. So yeah, she'll tell you the music to start with, but they've also got the little YouTube videos that are quite useful to kind of understand a little bit what's going on.
Okay.
I fell into it and hadn't got a clue. My friend literally sent me a song, went, I think you'll like this, Call Me a Little Sunshine. It was like where Imperial released. And he went, but just don't worry about what they look like. Oh, okay, fine.
Right.
And I was like, because he was like, oh yeah. And then it took me a while to realise, he looks very unusual. It doesn't look just like face paint. And then it's like, oh, they're later them actual mask. Okay. And then you see what he looks like. And I went, oh, wasn't expecting that. He just looks so sweet and innocent. What the hell is going on here? Oh yes, a few vinyls.
This is where we start.
Oh wow, good lord.
So what you said about them sounding very 70s, when they first launched on MySpace, do you remember that, you know, when you were a band you used to be able to put sounds like?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Ghosts said sounds like a devil worshipping Kansas.
Yeah.
Start with Opus Eponymous, which is their first album.
Okay.
Which is
Sounds
fantastic.
Good.
Which is a little bit heavier and a bit grittier, I think.
This would be, I think this would be classified as doom rock.
Okay, yeah.
And then you move on to the second album, which is Infestissimum. By saying that 5 times as fast when you've had a few pale ales.
Yeah, I'm sure.
You just end up with Infest. It's Infest.
And there's
lovely.
Condo, yeah. The imagery was awesome. When you hear about like the first photos with just him and a bunch of friends in someone's lounge holding a lamp, someone taking pictures to send somewhere. And
the trouble that they had, not only getting this recorded, but also getting this pressed in the United States.
Oh wow. Huh.
Because it's a podcast. I don't think anyone's going to be that bothered about whether they can see it or not. But I don't know whether you're going to be able to actually see the liner.
Oh yeah.
But can you see? There's hands and body parts in places where perhaps
again, it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Oh, good Lord,
if it'd been violence, it would have been fine.
Hurt my eyes.
Yeah,
yeah.
You've got the one that actually says Ghost BC as well, because for a while they had to call themselves Ghost BC because there was a whole name thing going on.
Oh right.
And able to get rid of BC again, thank goodness. So it's
but in between doing full albums, they do EPs, they do cover EPs. So this was the first cover EP. This is If You Have a Ghost.
And there we go.
Nosferatu.
Oh, nice. Very cool.
But this one has got Rocky Erickson, ABBA. Who originally did Waiting for the Night?
Oh.
And who originally did Crucified?
I'm not sure.
Crucified was the punk one, wasn't it? It's the pop rock one.
Oh, crucified.
You showed me the video just the other day.
Yeah.
It was very pop rock, cheesy.
Then we have Meliora. Then the second EP, which has got it's not Echo and the Bunnymen. It's
Which one? Which song is it?
I'm thinking Nocturnal Me. It's oh God. It's not Echo and the Bunnymen.
It is Echo and the Bunnymen, Nocturnal.
Is it?
Yeah, it's Echo and the Bunnymen.
Okay.
Because I remember hearing that on Stranger Things and thinking, hey, I've heard this. Oh, it's a ghost song, but it's not a ghost. And it's like, then I was like, now I know it's the cover.
Yeah.
But they've also got a cover of Imperiet's Bible on here as well, which is just
Bible.
And considering it's supposedly a quote unquote punk song, because I went to a exhibition in Stockholm back in April, which was like the history of Swedish punk. And they had these beautiful black and white, it was just all this one particular photographer's work.
Yeah.
Beautiful black and white photographs of all of these stunning 1980s like goths and punks from all these Swedish kids, and it was stunning. And the lead singer from Empire there was a lot of pictures of him on the wall in there. And I went, okay, I can see where this is going now. And you kind of look at him and you go, yep. But yeah, he pulls on. That's the thing with Ghost. He will pull on all these different threads of stuff because he tells people that, he had a brother that was 13 years older than him. So when he was 3 years old, his brother was 16, and he had there was a lot of horror, there was a lot of metal in the house, there was a lot of punk, there was a lot of real, dirty, dark, dank metal music that he listened to. And you can hear all of it in Ghost. I don't think it matters what part of the metal scene or metal influences you have, or from what subculture you come from. There is something in Ghost that will hook you in.
Yeah.
For me, it was the lyrics. There's a lyric on. So this is an album that is essentially about the Black Death and about the plague, but the way that it's written, there is a song on here called "See the Light," and there's one of the lyrics in it says, "Every day that you feed me with hate, I grow stronger."
Mm-hmm.
And as a kid who was ostracized, bullied, teased, made to feel less than, made to feel like she wasn't wanted anywhere, made to feel like she didn't fit in, I was actually, and I tell this story all the time, I was out on a stupid walk for my stupid mental health one day, and my son said, "While you're out walking, listen to Ghosts." And I was like, "Oh, yeah, well, your musical taste is sketchy." And it got to that song, and I heard that lyric, and I heard, "Every day that you feed me with hate, I grow stronger." And I was like, "That's it, I'm done." And I literally stopped in the middle of the road. I stopped in the middle of the street, and I went, "This is my band."
Yeah, this is for me. Yeah, that's awesome. That's great.
And I don't know, Geraldine, what was your hook?
My song was the one my friend sent me, Call Me a Little Sunshine. It was just, "Oh, I think you'll like this. Think I'll like this. Thanks for my problem for the last 3 years." You know, it's like, still falling. And then I gradually listened to more and more. And even ones that I wasn't so keen on in the beginning, I listened to more and more and was like, oh, actually, because in the beginning, I wasn't that keen on Rats. Like, it just threw, and 20s, I was like, what is this? This is like completely different to everything else they've sung. What the hell? What are you doing? But then, like, when I listened to it more and more and took more and more of it in, like, it just, for me, it was like, one, it brought a community. Like, there was just such a group of people that you could suddenly talk to and not feel lonely. Like, I was never ostracized. I just never felt like I fitted. So I was like, oh, these people seem like my people. This is like really, really cool. And there's this man who's created his whole band around the things we want to do and be able to create. He sees someone achieve, like, with all their crazy ideas. So he's like so dark and heavy and all of this, and then he puts in like a bit of, you know, Benny Hill. You know, it's just like, you know, running around and just being a bit silly. You know, that would be my childhood dream. It's all come together, and it's just listening to the lyrics, and it just soothes my brain. I listen to other music, and I love it. Yeah. I love music. I mean, I have singing lessons. I love to sing. It charges my soul.
Right.
But there's just something about Ghost that my brain goes, oh, that's better. Oh, yeah, here it is. I've got a comfort blanket around me, and I feel so much happier now. Thank you very much.
Oh, yeah. Well, so, I will definitely do a dive into it very soon, and I will report.
Start with the movie.
Yeah.
Watch the movie.
Start with the movie.
Like the stage show.
Yeah, because you get the best of everything. Then you get little bits of the lore, but you get this incredible 2-hour concert film.
Nice.
And it is just stunning.
And what I love is, like, you know, he sings his stuff because he cocks up his own lyrics so often, and it makes me, and I'm not happy that he cocks up his lyrics. I just love that I know he's human. Like, and it was only, I was watching clips back from when I was showing you, wasn't I, Natalie? And I went,
you were at my house.
Yeah, I went, he sang that wrong.
We were like, what did he say?
It happens, yeah. I mean, when you're on stage, you know, it gets hard sometimes to remember everything, and you're like,
exactly.
Oh, shit.
You're like, you know, did I sing that tonight, or was that last night? Am I at that, or am I at that point? You're like, you know.
Do you find that with each new album that you bring out, do you find that, like, the lyrics from the first album are starting to disappear a little bit?
Yeah, it's more the like instrumentation stuff, but yeah, sometimes you like, I mean, and that's all in rehearsal, before we go on the road or play any show, you know, it's like you have to kind of sit down with the music and really focus on memorizing everything again, because it has to be effectively totally rote memorization where you can immediately muscle memory just do it, and you can't think about it. It has, like, because there's, especially if you're doing it's, I think it'd be one thing for me if I was just singing or just playing the guitar, but when you're doing both simultaneously, it's really tough to do that, for me at least, and it has to just be so routine and so memorized that it just happens.
And you've got such an incredible stage presence as well, which is one thing that's fine. It's something that we talked about as well while we were watching you at the Shepherd's Bush Empire.
Mm-hmm.
And neither of us had seen you live before, and I don't think even Geraldine had never heard any of your music before, and we both sort of stood there and went, oh, always a bit. Oh, it's a bit good.
At least you walked in and went, oh no, I really like this. Because I'm quite particular.
Yeah, I think a lot of people, again, I said it earlier, but I'll say it again. We're much better band live. I think we have. I mean, I quite like the recordings that we've done, and the records are awesome. But there's just like a rawness that comes out from the live experience, and it's kind of hard to capture that on a recording.
Yeah, if you're singing the same lines over and over again to get the best version, the emotion is not the same.
Yeah,
for God's sake.
Yeah, that's what happens when you record things. Is there's, you get it right, but there's a sterility to all studio processes where everything gets, like, the jagged edges get smoothed down a little bit, and some of that's
a bit more passionate.
Yeah, exactly.
And you get to talk in between songs, and you get to explain stuff, and
exactly. Yeah, it's a little more enjoyable for me because it feels more to the heart of what we're doing when we perform live. So
that energy.
But I unfortunately I have to head out because I am obligated to time with my lovely dear Scarlett. But I will definitely do a dive onto Ghost, and you guys can have me back.
Just apologize now.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, we can talk about it, and I can be like a new acolyte to the.
Yeah. I mean, this is a series within For the Love of Ghost. So, like, I have a Movie-cation thing. So you can just come back on For the Love of Ghost. It's actually,
there we go. Yeah,
when you start buying plushies, you've got you've joined the goal.
I know, that's Scarlett is like a plush fiend. So I feel like if she got into it.
All the plushies are so good. I mean, I did laugh because one last thing. So, like, when they first started out, it was all they brought out a dildo. It was all a bit darker and a bit heavier.
Right.
Now it's plushies and rubber ducks.
Oh, I love it. There you go. Case in point, Exhibit A.
Yeah, I've got all of them too. They're all in the house. But thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, it was a pleasure, and I really appreciate the connection we've all made through the wonderful world of music.
Oh God!
And let us know when you go back out on the road as well.
Oh, we'll be there.
Back out and see you.
I'll shoot you guys a message, but I think it'll like I said, we're going to be doing this like kind of long run through the UK of like 2 to 3 weeks, where we're going to play London and Glasgow and etc. But we're going to do a lot of smaller cities that don't get a lot of this kind of music, especially because to me it's like. I really enjoy the shows. I mean, don't get me wrong, the shows where you play at somewhere like Empire and Shepherd's Bush is insane, but to play a show in front of 20 to 30 kids in a smaller town, those are my favorite shows, because you play the show and then and you see how absolutely invested people are during those shows, but then you also get the experience afterwards where we get to hang out as long as we want. You can't talk to 300 people in a night, but you can talk to 30, and you can talk to everybody and like really have a real conversation, not just like, hey, thanks for coming. It's great to see you. Thank you for being here. Let me sign that. All right. Have a good night. And that kind of interaction is normal for these bigger shows, but these smaller shows, we really just hang out and we have a pint and we just shoot the shit and, go to wherever everybody else goes for the after party kind of thing, and that just feels more significant to me than anything you get at these bigger shows, where you're you're also like exhausted after talking to 300 people. And it's just a different energy, and they're both good and they're both fun. But I'll let y'all know where we're coming, and we will see you sometime this year.
Yeah, and definitely we'll continue watching for the cat memes. That's what
and we'll also keep sending you cat memes.
Oh, please. I think that's like part of my job on social media now, is like a purveyor of the finest cat memes.
You are goth cat dad.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Well, thanks y'all for having me.
Thank you for coming.
We'll see you again soon. Yeah. Cheers. All the best, guys. See ya.
Stay strange.
Bye. Stay strange. Bye-bye. See ya.
End of part 2. so much, Dusty, for being an epic guest. We appreciate you so much, Goth Dad. Thank you also to our listeners for joining us. You rock. Come and haunt us again soon as we continue the horror movie-cation of Mama E.